Go. I know you can feel the
Good evening, everybody. How you doing, Brooklyn? And welcome to the latest edition of the Drew Media Podcast. For this Wednesday, the second day of August, can you believe it? The year 2017. And of course, yours truly, Andrew Paris, coming to you live and at you. We have a lot to discuss. We got, even though it happened Monday, the MLB trading deadline, and the NFL training camp is underway, and the first game of the NFL preseason is the Arizona Cardinals and the Dallas Cowboys. But let's start off with the trading deadline as the Yankees really as they upgraded the starting pitching, as they required Sonny Gray from the Oakland Athletics for trading their prospects, and kudos to Brian Cashman for making that move, because as if you heard this show for quite some time, the Yankees been needing they starting pitching for quite a while. It's been the Achilles heel for pretty much for like 2 or 3 years, I will say. And to Sonny Gray, listen, he's no Clayton Kershaw. I understand that, but I think he is reliable. Yes, he's injury prone. He has some leg issues, but for the most part, the Yankees, I believe, push them further, not only to the division, but probably winning the World Series. But let's not get too crazy yet. But there is a team in the National League in the West who clearly have the best record in baseball, and that is the Los Angeles Dodgers. And they also made a pitching move from the NL, from the same division that the Yankees did, from the Oakland Athletics, and that's getting the LA Dodgers getting Hugh Darvish, who is a solid pitcher, probably one of the best pitchers in the American League for a couple of years now, for the Texas Rangers for a long time, and it seems like the Texas Rangers are in rebuilding mode. The Dodgers, I think because of the Clayton Kershaw injury, and that's why they decided to get Hugh Darvish, and it is a really huge boost, because it really took the load, in my view, off of Clayton Kershaw back, because let's be honest, Clayton Kershaw has been the face of the Dodgers for a couple of probably over 9. He's right up there, no question about it. But nonetheless, I think the Dodgers are going to be very, very, very scary. Because to me, in my opinion, I don't know how you feel about this, folks, but there is no team. There is no team in the National League. I don't care if it's the Rockies, the Diamondbacks, the Cubs, the Nationals. No team that could that could scare off the Los Angeles Dodgers. I would be surprised. I don't think surprised is the right word. I will be shocked if the Dodgers don't win the pennant this year. And mark my words when I say this to you folks. And you hear it from here, you're not going to hear it anywhere else. If the Dodgers don't at least get to the World Series or win the World Series, they will never will. I don't care how great Clayton Kershaw is. I don't care how Yasiel Puig is. I don't care how big their bats are. If this is the time to get to the World Series or win it, this is the time. You have the best record in the American League. The last time we had the team who had the best record, who had a 100-win team, they even made it to the World Series, and it's the 2001 Seattle Mariners. So if the Dodgers do not make it to the World Series, they will never will. They will never will. And I don't want to hear about bashing Don Mattingly. So I don't want to hear it, because we've been hearing that the reason why the Dodgers didn't make it to the World Series. Listen, the Dodgers haven't made it to the World Series is not because of Don Mattingly. Remember, the Dodgers, since 1988, this Dodgers team, the Dodgers their playoff record has not been good. They was barely in and out getting to the playoffs, and now this is the best season they have had since, I want to say since I will go as far as saying 1981. Probably their best year, but this is their best shot, I think. Now, let's move on to as far as the Mets. Listen, I think they should move on to next year. There's no point there is no point. And me, I know I'm a huge Mets fan, but it's really hard to have faith in this team. It really is. And the theme of this Mets season, they can't get out of their own way. There's no way around it. And listen, they traded Lucas Duda to the Rays, and then now they traded Addison Reed to the Red Sox to get some relief pitching, and it's gonna help them. It's not gonna help them now. It's gonna help them in the long run. I believe, but again, as far as the Mets is concerned, you might as well play to next year, because even when they get to 500, there's too many teams. Too many teams to Oakland, and you're not passing the Rockies. You're not passing the Diamondbacks, even though the Mets lost yesterday in a walk-off fashion. So, and coming to the season, I had high hopes for the Mets, but this is the year they finally take the division and grab it by the throat. But until that happens, it'll still be the Nationals, and Daniel Murphy is the killer. Now, that's it with the MLB talk. Let's talk about the NFL training camp. And it's hard to believe that August is here. And you know when August is here and preseason football, you know what that means. Yes, back to school, football, and a lot of fall shows is coming. Anywho, this year, even though the Giants last year lost to the Packers last year, and even though Eli Manning, I don't know why people are not giving Eli Manning the respect he deserves. I understand he's not always consistent. He's never consistent. But he got 2 Super Bowls. He got the most Super Bowls in New York quarterback history. That says a lot. And there's a lot of high hopes for the Giants. And if the Giants defense played the way they did last year, I think they'll be a force to be reckoned with. And not only that, they just have a running back. Listen, the Giants have had a running game in the last 9 years. Actually, make that 10 years. Since Brandon Jacob, Rashard Jennings, Ahmad Bradshaw, and those boys, the Giants haven't had a running game since. And there's a lot of high hopes for this Giants team. I expect the Giants. I'm gonna be shocked that they will win the division, but I won't be surprised they won't make the playoffs, because I think the Giants are that good to win the wild card and probably make a deeper run in the postseason. And finally, about the New York Jets. Now, they say there's a lot of controversy with what Jamal Adams said. The rookie from LSU said that he would die on the field, and the perfect place to die is on the field. In other words, he would die doing what he loved to do. Me personally, I don't have a problem with a player saying that he want to play the sport that he loves. Mind you, there's a lot of guys in his shoes that would love to be in the shoes right now, who would love to play football, who would love to make millions of dollars for a living. And yes, I'm happy. Part of me is happy that I'm happy that players are more aware that PEDs and the concussion protocol. But at the same time, we cannot forget that. Wow, notification. We cannot forget that when you have a job, and that goes for life as well. If you have a job to do, and if you're going into something, you gotta make sure there are risks involved. And that's where a lot of players, in my opinion, do not understand. Or athletes, they get themselves into a lot of situations and don't understand what they're getting themselves into. You can't. Just like saying to a boxer, you cannot get into a boxing ring and expect not to get hit. That's ludicrous. Same thing with a wrestler. You can't expect to get into the crippler cross phase or the sharpshooter or whatever the case.
Excellent. Where was it?
Or whatever the case may be. But the bottom line is this: if you don't, for Jamal Adams to say what he said, I applaud him. I really do, because it really irritates me. It really irritates me when a past player said, if I would have known this before, I wouldn't play the way I wouldn't be more aware of it, or whatever the case may be. And I'm thinking to myself, that's not true. Back in the late 70s, everybody, if you don't remember Jack Youngblood, he played with a broken leg. So I say this to say that when you're doing something in life, whether it's sports or not, you gotta make sure, you gotta be aware what you're getting yourself into before you do. Alright, I'm gonna sign off on this podcast right now. I want to thank you guys for listening, and we got plenty more to talk about this month or next month. I'm on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and I'm on. Check out my episodes on YouTube, and I'm Andrew Perry. I'll talk to you next time. Take it easy, y'all.